Hello there, peeps. Celine here, and I'm actually going to record a few of these videos in one sitting. Also, I updated you. Yeah, I just changed it to a dark dragon. Now let's actually... In chapter 2, when I linked the map page here, but this is the map she actually showed the girls. You got the northern lands. Before there's a castle, obviously. This castle would be there, but it would be scribbled through. And obviously, this castle wouldn't be here. But as of right now, most of the Arc 1 takes place here as... Yeah, the middle lands. Few days. Okay. So, I'm going to refer to this map while it's reading. Well, I probably can't click on off of it while it's reading. But right now, the girls are here. Before they take their place in their castles. Which they do change styles between the places. Because I've added more details to Elysia's background. The culture is Japanese, Chinese mixed in with each other. With some fantasy elements. Why did I pick Chinese and Japanese cultures? Simply because I like the ancient styles of their temples, their buildings, and such like that. In fact, if I'm playing any civilization game, I instantly pick a Chinese or Japanese ruler. Even if I don't believe in their beliefs, I like their buildings and their warriors and such. Because I think the Demon Realm is more Chinese or more Japanese style anyway, because it's a mixture of Yu Hakusho and Inuyasha. The Spirit Realm, as of right now, may be a form of the Soul Society. Me and my husband are actually thinking of that because the spirit... Okay. The spirit realm is unknown and the shadow realm is unknown. This realm jumps time. This realm is this realm is set in ancient Japan. So it's similar to Yu Hakusho and Yu Hakusho. It's a mixture of the two. But we're not here for map lessons. Also, I do have this up just in case I gotta fix something when I'm done with recording. Okay. Get this up again. Because if I change pages or something, this instantly disappears. Alright.
Chapter.
Can we not do this? But whatever. I'm muting the mic, so enjoy chapter 3.
Written by Elyasia 430 years ago. Middle Lands. Several years passed as Lynn dedicated herself to teaching the young girls about the intricate rules and rich history of Elyasia. She shared captivating tales about each of the realms that are interconnected with Elyasia through magical portals, explaining how time flows differently in each of these mystical places. The girls listened with wide eyes, absorbing every detail of the enchanting world around them. You, a whimsical figure in their lives, would appear unexpectedly for a few days at a time. During his visits, he would regale the girls with fascinating stories about dragons and the various races that inhabited Elyasia. His knowledge was vast, and his enthusiasm infectious, making each lesson an adventure in itself. The girls were captivated by his tales, and they eagerly anticipated his next appearance. Kira and Lyra adapted to their new lives remarkably well. Kira found herself enamored with the myriad of different things that Elyasia had to offer, from its vibrant landscapes to its unique cultures. Lyra, on the other hand, developed a deep appreciation for the history of the realms, often losing herself in the stories of ancient heroes and legendary battles. It didn't take long for the two girls, who were just 12 years old, to blossom into beautiful young women, each with their own distinct passions and interests. Unbeknownst to the girls, Lynn had been subtly guiding them to select items for their future castles. One castle was to be located in the southern lands, a place that Kira had chosen for its lush greenery and warm climate. The other castle was to be situated in the northern region, a choice made by Lyra, who was drawn to the majestic mountains and the serene beauty of the snowy landscape. The girls were given the creative freedom to design their new homes, all while remaining blissfully unaware of Lynn's intentions, as she offered no hints or guidance. Then, the day finally arrived when Lynn summoned Rain to take over Lyra's education in the northern castle. Shortly after, she called upon June, who was known for her silver hair and hyperactive personality, as well as being Yu's rather unpleasant brother. Although Lynn had her reservations about June, she didn't question the decision and entrusted her with the responsibility of teaching Kira. With the girls now occupied with their new mentors, Lynn found herself with a rare moment of peace. No longer did she have to field a barrage of questions or deal with the constant energy of the young girls. Yet, despite the tranquility, she felt a twinge of loneliness creeping in, a feeling she chose not to voice. As she settled into her solitude, Lynn noticed something remarkable: the dragons, who had been embroiled in a fierce war for so long, had finally ceased their hostilities. They either went into hiding or simply calmed down, bringing a sense of relief to the realm. This development brought a smile to Lynn's face as she made her way to her beloved library, eager to immerse herself in the world of books and knowledge, where she could continue to nurture her own understanding of Elyasia and its many wonders.
Okay, I have to interject. At the time of writing this, I did have an idea that the northern was always going to be cold and the southern is going to be warm. I scrapped that idea because the seasons are random in Elyasia. It could be snowing it'll snow during the winter time, rain during spring and summer, and it would also rain during autumn. It'll rain less time during hot season. Basically, summertime it doesn't rain as often. Spring and autumn it rains pretty much a lot. And winter it snows. It always starts in the northern lands and travels down to the southern lands. And it stays in the southern lands for good week or two before it fades. But the northern land gets it for a full month. Because it's starting from the north going to the south. So at the time, this can work because we could say that the north that it's autumn, because at the time of the writing this, I didn't put seasons into Elyasia or any of that. I was working on that technically after I started 01, which is why a lot of the one shots have a bit of elements thrown in. But you could also tell when I didn't have a clue about the elements in the earlier chapters. But the Southern Lands is still technically going to be the warmer area, and the northern is going to be still the colder climates. Because I'm thinking the middle grounds is like the equator, where it's literally comfortable in the middle grounds. Mostly because there's dragons in the. Well, there's dragons all through Elyasia, so it doesn't really matter. Dragons only contribute to the magic. They don't do anything else. And yet, I'm going to add more to them in Arc 2. Oh, joy. But, also, there's mountains in both regions. As you know. You got the northern mountains and then the southern mountains. And they're all on one side. Now, I did think about doing mountains all through the northern, but at the same time, I decided not to. Because I do want to keep a lot of it clear. Because I do want to span up on the map. Because the program I'm using to make the map, I do have it saved right here. So I can expand on it because I do want to add more small villages popping up all through Elyasia. Because right now I only got the ninja village, so if I want to add Naruto, there's that. This is for past rulers and stuff, so this is mixed. This is dragon based. This is the main city. Or this is the capital city. And this is a mix. This is for the southern or the northern past rulers. So technically, this is the capital for the northern regions. This is the capital for the southern. As this is the capital for the whole region. Huh, I just realized. I gave southern a village, 2 villages, and I didn't give. Well, that could be a later thing. But Northern also has a deadly boar. Has that. As this has this. And this. I think I had more to the southern than I did the northern, because at the time my late best friend had more say of the northern, and I had more say of the southern because she was contributing to the brainstorming and claimed the northern lands. But anyways, back to the story.
A few days later, southern lands. Kira giggled softly behind the pages of a book, her laughter echoing gently in the semi-filled library. She had been pulled into this quiet sanctuary for a class, a place where she could immerse herself in knowledge and stories. Just as she was getting comfortable, Q appeared, his expression a mix of annoyance and frustration. He was a young man, tasked with the responsibility of teaching her, but he was far from pleased with the situation. Kira, now a princess and the ruler of the southern lands, was still adjusting to her new life in the castle. The grandeur of her surroundings and the duties that came with her title were still foreign to her, but she approached it all with a light heart and an open mind. Q, on the other hand, was not in the mood for laughter. He growled softly as he glared at the young girl, his dark hair falling over his forehead in a way that only added to his brooding demeanor. He couldn't fathom why he had been assigned to teach her anything at all. Wasn't it June's job to handle such matters? The giggling that filled the air was beginning to grate on his nerves. "What is so funny?" he demanded, his voice low and irritated. Kira peeked over the edge of her book, her eyes sparkling with mischief. "I heard that the mean dragon was claimed," she replied, a soft smirk playing on her lips. Q's irritation deepened as he growled a bit more, his frustration palpable. "And who in this place is saying that?" he asked, his tone sharp. "My mage," Kira said, her smirk widening as she watched his reaction. To Kira's surprise, Q's cheeks flushed slightly, and without another word, he stomped out of the library, growling in frustration. Kira blinked in disbelief as she watched him leave. "Did he just?" she started, but then her thoughts were interrupted as she jumped up in excitement. "Yay! No class today," she yelled, her voice ringing through the library as she dashed out, her laughter trailing behind her. The staff of the southern lands couldn't help but chuckle at their princess's exuberance. Her joy was infectious, and it lightened the atmosphere in the castle. However, the only two individuals who were not laughing were June and Q. The dark-haired male had cornered the silver-haired female near the west exit of the castle, their expressions serious as they engaged in a heated discussion, oblivious to the laughter echoing around them.
Okay. I'm sorry for interjecting again, but I want to give context to that whole thing, or that section. June did spread the rumor that she got a dragon. June is a half fox mage. Meaning she has fox ears, but she doesn't have a tail. That's why her hair is silver, because she's actually part fox. And she's a plant mage. But, minus that fact, she purposely spread that rumor because she's the only one who can control Kyun, whatever, the Black Dragon. She's the only one who can control him. And she's not doing it to control him, mind you. She's doing it to irritate him. Because she actually finds his irritation cute. Or she's attracted to his she's attracted to him, obviously, because she is mated to him. And she basically spread the rumor that she claimed him in the form of mating when they just mated. Like the night before when he went to Dragon Heat or something. I don't know. I haven't figured out heat seasons yet. I don't think my dragons will have a heat season. I know fox demons and animal based demons will have heat seasons, both males and females, in my indication of it. And a lot of others apparently. So there will be heat seasons. I just haven't figured it out. I think it would be in spring. Most of it's in spring. And I don't think it's spring. But anyways, back to the story.
Northern lands. Rain let out a deep sigh as she stood over the peacefully sleeping princess, Lyra. It was a sight that both puzzled and amused her. How could this girl manage to sleep so soundly, especially when the castle was situated so close to the spirit realm? The ethereal energies that surrounded their home were known to stir even the most tranquil of souls, yet here lay Lyra, undisturbed and lost in her dreams. Rain shook her head lightly, a mix of exasperation and affection in her heart, before quietly stepping out of the room and gently closing the door behind her. "Max, what on earth did you do to her last night?" she inquired, her voice a blend of curiosity and concern. The tear-colored-haired male scratched his cheek thoughtfully, a sheepish grin spreading across his face. "Well, we were up late reading almost every book that Lynn had put into the library here," he admitted, his eyes sparkling with the joy of shared stories. Rain couldn't help but sigh again, this time with a hint of frustration. "Why did my princess have to be such an avid book reader?" she lamented, shaking her head. The dragon, Max, chuckled lightly, his laughter echoing in the hallway. "But she's so much fun to read with. You should join us sometime." Rain raised an eyebrow, intrigued yet skeptical. "Just how many books are left that you two haven't read yet?" Max paused for a moment, deep in thought. "I think, about 5% of the library's collection," he finally replied. Rain threw her arms up in exasperation and began to walk away, a playful pout on her lips. "June is so having more fun than we are," she yelled back, causing Max and a few members of the staff to burst into laughter, their spirits lifted by the light-hearted banter.
Okay, the Northern Lands is the pole opposite of the Southern Lands. However, it's going to change in Arc 1. But the reason why the princess is sleeping is due to the fact she was up all night reading, because she is a book nerd. I think in 85% of the chance I have with her, she has a book. Because that's one of her qualities. She's a book nerd. Her hyperactive older sister, who's in the Southern Lands, however, is not a bookworm. She'd rather be playing in the gardens instead of reading a book. However, there are times where she will calm down and read a book with her sister. It's just not very often. Now, when she starts getting her guards, she does calm down, especially after she has children. She mellows out, but she does have a hyperactive personality. That's coded, that's in her DNA. She's a hyperactive girl, as her sister's more mellow. It doesn't really get hyper. Which the way the two girls are, do tribute to the next generation, which is Arc 1. But they do show, but the princesses are, the next generation are born in the last chapter, so you'll see. But that's chapter 3 done. I'm sorry I interject so much, but I probably will, after little sections like this, because I change projection of the North and Southern depending on the chapter. So I'll probably do a lot of add context to areas of the one shot or the story. But anyway, peeps, that's chapter 3. Yeah, chapter 3 done. Next is chapter 4. I hope you are enjoying the story. I have nothing to say about the AI voice thing. I don't have Pro. Yeah, I gotta have Plus to get all the others, and I don't have a paycheck. So I can't buy shit like this. Cause I think I would get Premium. Yeah, I'd rather have her.
In a world that celebrates hustle, it can feel radical to pause,
Oh yeah, I
reflect.
kinda
In recent years, scientists
I
have
turned that
made
down.
breakthroughs in understanding how trees communicate and
I would have to edit that, but still. Or maybe Heather.
In a world that celebrates.
No.
Here's a curious bit of a. Did you know gets. Did you know?
Okay, I'm just gonna stick with the normal one because I don't really like the others. But yeah, I'm not making a profit off this story. It's for fun. I don't have a job. So if anyone wants to join the team to help me with this project, please know it's for fun and I can't pay anyone, which is probably why I don't have helpers. Oh well. Anyways, leave me a like, comment, subscribe if you haven't. If you wish, that is. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.